Hello, welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be doing another hack the box challenge, and today's hack the box challenge we're going to do today is called Space Pirate Entry Point. Before I start this challenge, I just want to give you guys a quick reminder that down below are my affiliate links, so when you guys sign up for a hack the box, you guys are able to get a discount. And that's about it. Let's begin with this challenge. So this challenge took me a while to solve because I was going off some old write-ups that they had, and yeah, because I couldn't solve at the beginning, so I started reading a write up, and then all of them were all pretty old until I find the correct one. And how I was getting messed up at the beginning was that if you were to look at the code and you were to compare between the old and new write ups, if you were to check where main, and it says check pass, this is where everything gets screwed up. So right here, local 28 is which when you enter the password, it only reads up to 15 characters, but right here, string compare, it wants you to compare all 33 characters. So in the old challenge, or how it was when this first challenge got released, this was 15 and this was 15. So if you were just to straight up just copy these past this one, you're able to bypass it for the most part. But this one's a bit different, so we couldn't do it on this way, so we couldn't have open door, because this is our objective. Because if you click on open door, this is where it cats the file. So while reading a write up and also looking at the code, I noticed that there's another way you could call open door, and that's just by setting local 48, which is this OX dead beef, to dead 1137 at the end. And by reading a write up at the end of it, I noticed that I read that there was a string format vulnerability. And if you guys don't know what a string format vulnerability is, it's basically a vulnerability that allows you to read memory and write values onto the stack. So I'll show you guys how that works right now. So let me just find the value right here. Oh, let me just net cat into it right here and see. So if you go scan card, there's a string format vulnerability in here. So if you do control percentage X, or is it $X? It's percentage X. You see memory from the stack right out, and the reason why this happens is because there seems to be uh no no type of filter right here, because usually when you do printf, you want to do like a percentage S, percentage X, some kind of, you're supposed to have the format in which you want it to print out. And if it doesn't have the format and you're just inserting values, you're able to manipulate that. So that's how you're able to tell if it's a string format vulnerability. And how they did this was basically first they found where the dead beef value was at, so they spammed it with a bunch of percentage X's, which I'm about to do right now. So if we do scan card and if you just spam percentage LX, and then after that just spam it with a bunch of them. Just yeah, Control C, Control V. Oh, I'll just keep doing this. LX percentage. The reason for the dots just so you can know which one belongs to it. It'll be like a separator, I guess. It's like a comma. Yeah. So percentage LX dot percentage LX dot percentage LX dot percentage LX dot. And if we do this, we see a bunch of values pop out, and the value that we see is dead beef, which tells us we have access to the dead beef value. So we know where local 48 is stored. It's stored. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 values deep inside the stack. So let's just test this out again with this. And then a little shortcut for you guys. If you guys just do percentage 6, it's going to go 6 places into the stack. And just after that, you do a $sign to print out the value. You could probably automate this for the most part. By the way, if you do this, dead beef, that pops out. So now let's keep on going. So now we know where dead beef is at, and we need to write this data to say come match 1137. But the problem with this is that if we were to try accessing this value of dead beef, uh, it's not a valid address because we had to find a valid address that contains dead beef, and we could do this simply by using GDB. So if we go GDB and then the name of the file, GDB SP entry point, and just wait for this, and if you put run, and then after that just control C it, and see a bunch of this, and then we just grep for OX dead beef, searching OX dead beef, and then nothing came out. Let's see. Or put and we see there's two values in which OX dead beef gets placed. It's 055 and 0FF. And if you guys didn't notice before, if we go back to, oh, I cleared it. But if we go back to, so keep this in mind. I'll just control exit, but quit. And then if we go back to this, and then if we do 1, and then percentage LX dot, we see that this value right here, 7DF 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. If you see this, the value of OFD F0157 is between the range of these two values, because this is the range between them. So this, it's going to be in the range between these two values. So this is where we could put OX dead beef at. So now that we know where we could write in position, we could write in position 7. We still need to think about the last, I guess the last 1137, because if you look back at the reverse source code, we're still missing 1137 because we already had dead beef. But now we need 1137. So the way we could do that is in the write-up, they had it as percentage 4919, which got me confused a bit. I'm like, what does this mean? But if you were to look at OX1337, and then you put int number conversion, you see that the hexamal representation of this is 4914. So I'm like, oh, that kind of makes sense, because if we look at the final payload that they have in the write-up, and I'll link it down below, the write-up that I read, because like I'm not smart, but if we do scan card, and then after that, if we just do the payload that they had, which was percentage 7. No, it starts out with percentage 4919C, which this is just 113, or it's 1337, which is just this part. So now we have the second half of it, 1137, and after that we want to access dead beef. So we'll go percentage 7, which is gonna have the address of the part where it holds dead beef, and then since it's dead beef, like dead beef like that, we don't want beef, we only want dead. So to only get half of it, what they did is they did a percentage HN, which is overwrites half a word, or half a word is basically 2 bytes, and dead beef is basically 4 bytes. 4 bytes. This is 4 bytes, and it's 8 hex values. So if we want half of it, it's gonna be 2 bytes, or just four hex values. And this is the payload that they use to get the flag. And if you enter this, we get the flag. Hack the box, get on the darkness, roll the pirates. Uh, and then after that, we just submit the flag, and then that's about it. Error challenge already solved. I already solved this. So anyway, I'll link down below the write-up that I used to help me understand this problem a lot more and to help me, I guess, solve this problem. But this was pretty fun. A pwn challenge, something I don't think I would have gotten by myself. But hopefully, I learned something new today. And hopefully, you guys learned something new. Anyway, that's about it. Peace.